everybody. Welcome to another episode of Ernest on the Go. This episode is a little different. This episode, I would like to reach out to the audience. Those of you that watch this and maybe checking it out, maybe for the first time, maybe you've seen all the episodes. This would actually be episode number 6 or 7. What I'd like to do today is extend myself to you, the audience. I'd like to know if there's anybody out there that has a product, a software application, maybe a service that is beneficial to the Indiana market, that is beneficial to the environment, or that is beneficial to children and their interests. And I would like to give you the opportunity to have your product or service reviewed. Now, I'm not a master critic by any means, but I love trying out new things. I love learning how things work. My son, who has got his debut on Monsters vs. Aliens review, which there'll be a link to in this blog post. It's been kind of popular, and I would like to give you the opportunity to be featured on Ernest on the Go. I'd like to talk about your product. I'd like to test it out. Maybe provide you some insight on its effectiveness, its usability. Does it have the experience that you're trying to convey with your users? Does it attract and hold a child's attention in a way that's not programming them, but actually engaging their attention and their interests, maybe helping them to learn? I'd like to be able to offer this to you and give your product or service some insight or some exposure, and hopefully you could improve upon it or benefit from the increased exposure. I know how easy it is for a creator, a designer, a company to get wrapped up in its own product, to know so much about its own product that it forgets what the first experience of their product is like. They have expectations already of their product, their service. They already know how it's going to work. So I'd like to give you, your organization or company, a fresh perspective, and give you this fresh perspective in an interesting format. So, if you have music, if you have animations, if you have a software application, a product of any sort that is able to be used or viewed in a family environment, in a public environment, then I'd like to extend my services to you. I'd like to test out your product or service, or allow my son to test out your product or service, and let my audience have my input, my son's input, other people's input, and hopefully let others know what your product or service is all about. Hopefully help you improve your product or service. So, that's today's message. Pretty short and to the point. So, if you're out there and you have a interesting idea, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to test it out. I'd love to play with it. And most of all, I'd love to hear from you. So, start up your computer. I have linked my email to the blog post. You can send me an email and we can talk more about it. And if anybody has music and they'd like to be featured on the Ernest on the Go, by all means, send me a 30 to 60 second clip in MP3 format, and we'll try to work it into the show. Make it into an introduction or exit. So with that, this is Ernest on the Go. I gotta go. Hope to hear from you soon. Have a good one.